Welcome to Manufacturing Hub at Automate, powered by Siemens.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Automate 2025. We have Kevin here today. If you guys remember last year, and we'll go roll the video, we were talking with Jim Wilmot about Robot Pick AI, which was a super cool application, but it was still very early on. And Kevin and his team have done what I've been told is a tremendous amount of work.
It's the team.
Absolutely. Kevin and the team have done a tremendous amount of work. So Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about what you guys have been working on in Robot Pick AI, and maybe like a couple of applications that you're seeing some early success, please?
Yeah. So if you do get a chance to come to Automate, we actually have an updated Pick AI. It's called Pick AI Pro.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so the Pick AI Pro now, the pick rate is actually dramatically increased.
Okay.
Because now we put it in our IPC, Siemens IPC BX 59A. With the NVIDIA graphic card.
Okay.
So now we can push over 1,000 picks per hour.
Oh,
so if you're
wow.
looking for efficiency, productivity, this is definitely for you. But maybe let's talk about some of the updates.
Yes.
So through a couple of customers, we have learned that a lot of customers, because we can only do suction cups.
Yes.
We cannot do grippers. That's
Okay.
always the first question people ask. Can you do grippers? Picking up unknown object. It's a challenge. It's not easy. However, we did make a lot of improvement with the Pick AI Pro is that when it goes and scans that bin, it doesn't have to be a bin, by the way. And no, we were talking about bin picking. That thing beyond bin picking, okay? It just basically needs to scan various product within the view of things right there. Once it scans it, it basically go and pick. It actually can tell you the dimension that it's picking up now. So that's really nice. It cannot tell you the weight. A lot of people ask, hey, can you tell the weight? We're like, we're not that smart yet. We have a way to do it if you really want it, but let's not go there. Anything that Siemens can do, we can figure a solution out for you guys. But right now we support multiple grippers with the multiple suction cups.
Okay.
So what that allows us to do is think of a big cardboard sheet. A single suction point picking up, that will basically make it tilt. So it's really unstable.
Yes.
So our customer gave us that feedback. They need multiple suction points. So we support multiple suction grippers with different patterns. So now when it goes and scans that product, we know the dimension. We can allocate certain suction gripper patterns to pick up that product effectively and very stable, and then move it to basically how you want to sort it. You want to put another conveyor belt, whatever you want to do with it. So that's one of the biggest improvement there. And then also additionally, what they did was we're trying to be more camera agnostic. So now we can try new camera manufacturers. We can actually upload the configuration of that camera and then immediate test with it. So that's one of the biggest improvement with the Pick AI Pro. And that's what I want to show here. And then just another shout out to our manufacturer that we're using at the show. So they actually loan us the Zivit camera. Their new Zivit camera actually can do transparent products. So we have a lot of customers here asking, can it do like transparent bio? Because there's a lot of medical processing now in the US. And then we'll say, yeah, with the Zivit camera, we actually have a few clear bottles right there, showing how easy to pick up various of clear bottles. So people saw it immediately at Automate. That proves a point. Instead of saying, yeah, we can do it, but let's see it in action right here.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's very cool. Let me ask a completely unprepared for follow-up question for you, Kevin. High heat applications.
High heat?
Are there high heat applications, or is it more like ambient temperature? When I say high heat, like 280 degrees F. Are there grippers that we could use for something like that? Or
suction cups,
you
can't do grippers. Because we rely on other manufactured components. So if there is another manufacturer that does high heat suction, maybe from Festo, from somebody from Shimos or something, if they provide that, then that's their, I guess, product specification. Then we can definitely use it. But Siemens provide the kind of like algorithm, the AI algorithm, the brain, the solution that glue all these products together. So if you do have that product specification, I would say go and seek out, maybe even do a Google, you will find other manufacturers that can support that. But from Siemens, we don't have specific product for those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a good question, though.
Let me ask you a follow-up, maybe again staying with the application side. So I've done a lot of work with the CPG companies, and ultimately on the vision side, it was always very predictable product. So it was very traditional vision where you could define, here's a repeatable process, it's the same product going through the line. And obviously it could be different orientation. But in this case, I wanted to ask you, I could see a lot of applications for multi-packs, right? Where you have different products packaged in the same container.
Yep.
Is that where this truly shines? Is there like interesting applications that you've seen that truly pushes the boundaries of what you're showcasing here?
And that's actually why at a trade show, I always ask, so what kind of product are you working with? Is there a kind of bottleneck that you've seen, or is it something that you want to improve or add more SKU numbers? So yes, you're right. Most of the production line, they know their product. However, I always ask, okay, does your product vary in certain ways? It's the way that you guys are sorting them. Are you guys placing them neatly, row by row, column by column? And they say yes to all this. And I say, that's easy. You can use a any vision camera. Basically, it knows the first spot. It always pre-programmed spots, pre-programmed product. However, when they start vary things, just tiny little things, or if the production shift a little bit, offset, that's when that's when everything goes crazy. I was going to use the wrong word. That's when everything goes crazy, because that slight offset basically makes the whole picking basically very difficult. And so with the Pick AI Pro, it's not pre-programmed. It's looking at basically unknown product, know where it is, and pick it up. So you don't have to make a neat row and column, which saves so much time. And also for future proof, if you want to introduce 500 more SKU products, no problem from the engineering production line side. Imagine if the designer goes, oh yeah, I want to make a little design here, add a little few object here, and then the engineer goes, all right, I need a CAD drawing for that. I need to get ahead of you before you produce that. Yes. So that's one thing I've been telling, and a lot of customers just nod their head and say, yeah, this is good. I definitely want to look. No, can I scan your number? Can I scan this? Can I do this? I was like, that's good. Let's follow up and do something like that.
I would say, to your point, Kevin, of people saying, yes, we put everything in the perfect rows every time. We think that. We think we put things in the same place, right?
Correct.
And then you start putting some like squares down on the corners, and then the pallets are within 5 feet of the squares, but they're not always within the squares. And then the items on the pallets, unless we have a palletizer putting something, or unless we have a machine putting the tubes or the test files or any of that in exactly the same place, and exact in terms of robotic sense is very different than exact in terms of human sense.
But this is where I challenge them. I say, do you guys even want to make it even more future proof? Yep. So right behind our Pick AI demo, we have a digital thread wall.
Yeah.
So we did basically a digital twin of our UR Pick AI Pro demo.
Yeah.
And so this is where I say, so wouldn't it be very nice if you can actually test this in a simulated world with the product actually there, and you can see how our Pick AI algorithm actually picks up your new product that you have not tested yet or even produced yet, and see how effective it can pick. That's what our digital thread can allow you to do. And this is where they just go, and they see, and then we show them how we're doing right now. We just drop random product. We even drop it in a grandfather clock or an alarm clock back there, just to demonstrate in people. We can put all kinds of product in there. It's a virtual world. You can do anything. It's almost like
surprising.
It's almost like Looney Tunes. Yeah.
That is surprising, because a lot of us have spent like many hours, if not days or weeks, tweaking the vision systems. And it's, as Dave was saying, you tweak it at the lab for several weeks, then you bring it onto the production line, tweak it again, then there's going to be a changeover to a different product with a fairly slight variation in most cases. You still need to retweak a lot of those vision systems.
Or there's a skylight above you and it's a cloudy day, right?
Yeah.
So there are so many of those human interactions. Completely agreed, Vlad. On the digital twin, digital thread wall side, are you finding lots of groups who are going towards the Robot Pick AI Pro, going and first investing in these twin solutions?
So one of the kind of unique proposition with the Process Simulate, that's our digital thread offering, it supports all the robot manufacturers you see here. There's a whole long list from ABB, KUKA, UR, Stably, you name it, we can support it. And so they were really surprised. Oh, wow, you guys can support the whole robot kind of manufacturer in your digital thread. And but oftentimes customer uses one manufacturer in their plant. Typically when they are with FAN or they stick there, unless there's different payload requirements. And that allows us basically to simulate a lot of robot manufacturing and be able to really test the different path, different picking, and then we add the AI algorithm onto it. And that's where the benefit they see is that it's an inlet. You want to imagine, think what's a possibility, and then they can think about the benefit. When they know the benefit they can get from, that's when they want to take the first step. At least in my opinion. And then we can tell them, we can easily demonstrate that for you guys as well. You know, when people see it, because this is digital 3D. This is not like sending them a product.
Yes.
We're not sending you guys a product, a solution that's integrated. That takes time.
Yes.
We just have to configure it, send them a little video of the demonstration, and they see it and they go, wow, show me more, tell me more. How do we do this more? And that's the power of what Siemens can offer. We can send you a video of what we kind of configure. It doesn't cost us that much, a few hours, not hardware products.
Yes, absolutely.
That's where Siemens really shine, in my opinion. So
one of the things that I really like at the show this year and at the booth is we have the physical solution and we have the digital twin, digital thread version of the solution. We see this. We've got a conversation as a continuation for the Simatic Run My Robot, in which we've got the digital version here in the booth. We've got the arm doing the digital, but then 100 feet down the way, we've got Kuka, who is actually using that, which is really cool. And we've had Colm Gavin on talking about Process Simulate and NX and all of those in the past.
correct.
Absolutely fantastic. And what we've told them is sometimes for some groups, it's really hard to go imagine that.
Yes.
And so being able to go showcase and having multiple showcases here really excite me, and I hope we continue to see more of that.
But to piggyback on the imagination part, so when you actually come and see actually our demo, we also added another separate solution there on our Pick AI because we're working with NVIDIA. So our BX59A IPC has the NVIDIA graphic card built in. So we really want to show NVIDIA's power. They have a lot of, I guess, apps and something you cannot even imagine. So we actually have a thing called visual language model that's displaying there. So we have a separate camera. So what the robot is doing is picking up any unknown products. So we're using the Pick AI Pro, and it's taking it to that second camera. That second camera is taking a snapshot of what the robot is holding, and through the NVIDIA's VLM model, is telling me what that product or object is. It's like ChatGPT. When you send a picture, you upload a picture, you say, hey, you ask ChatGPT, tell me what this picture tells. It's a man with a woman with a dog. So this here, you're telling me it's a Band-Aid box. But if it doesn't really know what's going on, it actually reads what's on the box. And then on top of that, NVIDIA told me that you can even ask, is this product expired? It knows the date of today, and then it can read the expiration date. And it says, is this product expired? Yeah. I was very blown away, but then the NVIDIA full-blown model of the VLM, they have an application where they use it for surveillance camera, where if you're constantly watching the surveillance stream and you can ask the surveillance video footage, can you tell me this person wearing the red backpack? When did this person enter the building? When and where? It will spit out all the timestamps, which is awesome from the NVIDIA AI standpoint.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
If I may ask you a follow-up and taking a quick step back, right?
Yes.
So I had a gentleman actually reach out to me from the medical device industry, and he's looking into some vision systems applications and trying to understand what's new. What does it take if he brings out, let's say, as an example, some products to test out something like this, right? If he sends you maybe, I guess in my previous life, when you want to test something on the vision system, you obviously set up a test bench.
Correct.
What does it take for you guys to, let's say, from receiving the product to being able to pick the product and then place it where it needs to be and do some of those inspections?
Yeah, so if someone who sees our show demo and they want to know how their product actually fits, how it can be fit to our algorithm, we say, please send us maybe a sample of your product, the variety of your product, and we will throw it into, if it's a bin application or if it's a conveyor application, and then we have a testing lab in Berkeley, California, in the US. They have the whole thing set up there. They can actually run the test and actually send you video of it. And then if you got any kind of follow-up questions, we can tweak it to get you to convince that this is the solution I want. That's the whole point. A lot of people now, they want to see everything almost done before they will take the leap, because this is something that's very innovative, pushing the boundary. Most of people don't want to leap off a cliff. They want to make sure that they're safe.
Absolutely.
And Siemens is trying to provide the steps, but then we're asking, our booth logo is, why step where you can leap? So we're asking them to leap a little bit too, just tie into the whole message. I don't know if you guys saw the messages everywhere. Right there. Awesome.
Kevin, the marketing group is going to love you. Kevin is the new face of Siemens USA right now. Hits all of the messaging 100%.
Definitely.
You've also mentioned the secondary camera that's performing a lot of heavy lifting for potential different use cases. When customers are reaching out to you, what are they trying to do that? Are they doing label validation? Are they doing checks of the product? Are they doing maybe inspections? Can you do like maybe non-conformity of the product if the box is deformed or something of that nature? Like, I just want to expand a little bit more as to what is possible and maybe what is going to be possible into the future as well.
So one thing I do want to make it clear that the Pick AI Pro is not an inspection process.
Okay.
Because a lot of people start looking at it and say, "Is this doing inspection?" It's not. It's really simplifying picking.
Yes.
And then the video application it's a visual language. It's more, I would say, it's more deciphering the image, telling you what it is. But we do have just shout out to another station here, maybe a lead into the Inspector station.
Yes.
That one is dedicated for visual inspection. But the cool part about the Inspector is that it only takes less than, I want to say, like 100 samples or 20 samples.
I've heard 20. The number I continue to hear is 20.
Engineering me like to multiply by 5 just to make sure the double checks.
20 is less than 100, Kevin. So you are 100% correct in that.
5 tries.
Yes.
20 times 5. There you go. But the whole thing is a standalone system. It's almost like you can take the whole system, put your product in front of it, and test it immediately in that same hour. And then if it shows you value that, hey, I can detect these little defects, you will want that right away.
Absolutely.
And I always joke around, that's like a medical device that you carry around and show people, hey, I can show you the x-ray. If you see that x-ray, never seen an x-ray before, you've seen it, you're like, oh my gosh, I can see the fracture.
The veins,
that's what it's doing for you. The Inspector, you're like, oh my God, I didn't know I can see the defects right there, right then. How much saving can I get out of that?
Absolutely.
So,
Kevin, this is super exciting. We've covered so much ground. If there is one takeaway that you want the people at home to have about Robot Pick AI Pro, what is that? What should they remember?
maybe the biggest takeaway is that when people come in, they already have established automation solutions.
Yes.
So they almost put on the fence when they talk to a different manufacturer. And we tell them, we actually can work with whatever automation solution you're using right now. Our solution is innovative. It goes on top, the IT, OT layer. And that's one of our takeaways. So that makes them open the gap a little bit to let us put our foot in and say, can you imagine what we can do for you?
Yes.
That's my takeaway. Why step when you can leap?
Oh,
Going back.
Kevin,
I got a slow climb.
Kevin, this is fantastic. I do have to say there's one downside in all of the hard work that you and your team have done from last year to this year, is our expectations of Automate 2026 for Robot Pick AI Pro are going to be much higher.
That's fine. I take that as a challenge. Never a downside. Half empty, half full.
Absolutely.
We look forward to it.
Fantastic,
Awesome.
Kevin. Thank you so
No
much.
problem.
so
Thank
much,
you
sir.
so much.
Appreciate it.
it.
Hi everyone, we are live here at Automate 2025 together with Dave, shooting a lot of very interesting conversations and content at the Siemens booth. So if you are joining us in virtual form in all of the different social media platforms, make sure to comment, make sure to ask the questions, because ultimately we are able to connect you with the right experts. We are having a lot of different conversations on AI, on cybersecurity, on different hardware, on the G2, on TIA portal, so a lot of different various hardware and software platforms from Siemens. And if you have, like I said, any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments, and we'll see you next